The cam gives us a perfect view of the start for Alex Espargaro, who's going to be aggressive up the inside here. Alex Rins had a superb start. He's up the inside of the Dunlop chicane. What about Bastianini? He's gone fifth into second. It's getting pretty close. They force their way through the Dunlop chicane for the first time, but it's the Australian Jack Miller that leads. Pekka Bagnaia slipped back to third from pole.
Quartararo did not have a good start at all. Alex Rins went straight around the outside of him from just behind him on the third row of the grid. Quartararo came through the first sector in 8th position.
So Alex Espargaro now on the inside of Fabio Quartararo then. It's not been the start, as Lewis mentioned, that Quartararo wanted or needed. Bad start for Quartararo. He's going to be really worried now about front tyre pressure and temperature. Jack Miller got the dream launch from second on the grid. It's an old Ducati top three, exactly what the Bologna factory wanted and wished for going into this French Grand Prix. Miller from Bastianini, Bagnaia third. Great start by Rins there as well. Sensational start from Taka Nakagami. He's just been passed by Joan Mir, so the Suzuki's on the move. Alex Espargaro then up the inside of Nakagami, and Marc Marquez is up behind Quartararo. There's been a mistake by Bastianini, I think maybe into garage there, because he's gone all of a sudden behind Bagnaia and Joan Mir. He was second going in to sector 3. I wonder if he made a mistake on the brakes. So easily done with a new front tyre. He's now coming back through, and Zarco's having a go at the pair of them. Oh, that was really aggressive. Taka Nakagami gets properly pushed out wide at the Dunlop chicanes as Zarco tries to recover lost places at the start as well. Fabio Quartararo does not need this. It's getting pretty chaotic around him. Wow, there's contact there. I think Brad Binder's lost a wing on the left-hand side of that factory KTM. He has a collision, I think it was with Johan Zarco, wasn't it? Directly ahead of him going through La Chapelle. Somehow they both stay upright. You can't take your eyes off this French Grand Prix early on here at Le Mans. Jack Miller is still leads. I'd love to know what happened to Bastianini on that first lap, because he lost places to Bagnaia and to Rins as well. Somebody's gone off. Somebody's gone way off. I think Alex Rins has gone off. And the Dunlop chicane, he's gone down. Alex Rins, well, we saw big moments in practice, didn't we? For Johan Zarco and Marco Bezzecchi. And having missed the points last time out, 19th in Jerez after a big scare at turn 11 in the Spanish Grand Prix. This time around, there's no saving it for Alex Rins. This is horrible. This is, well, he lost control there over 300 kilometres an hour. How scary was that? Oh, that was horrible. Whoa. That was shocking to watch.
The rear comes round on him. Watch him as he hits the tarmac once again. It's the rear. He's desperately trying to keep it upright, and then just as he goes over the curb here, the rear starts to crown. There it goes. And Alex Rins has got absolutely nothing he can do there. He's a passenger at that point, just praying that the rider's missing.
Yeah, it's snake left, it's snake right, and then Alex Rins was pitched off. That was so high speed. He got a real big whack on the right side of the head there as well with Alex Rins. Let's hope he's okay. So they're now back at the front. Jack Miller and Pekka Bagnaia exchanged fastest laps of this Grand Prix. By far the quicker man was Bagnaia in second place, a 1:31.894. It was nearly half a second quicker than Miller, and now Miller under immense pressure. He led for so long, didn't he, in the Austin round in Texas, Jack Miller. He still finished on the podium, it looks like. He's going to come soon very quickly and move from his teammate Pekka Bagnaia.
Don't rule out the world champion yet. Fabio Quartararo for the home crowd has just passed Marc Marquez. You can see him at the back of the screen. Quartararo in 6th position. He did a 1:32.1 on that last lap, even whilst overtaking the 8 times world champion. He was quicker than the leader.
We're on board with Marc Marquez looking directly ahead. Here comes that move then. Oh, we thought it was the move. Miller, was he out wide going through the museum corner, or did Bagnaia push him out wide? What's not in any doubt, though, is Pekka Bagnaia, the pole man, has hit the front for the first time in this French Grand Prix. Down the hill into garage there. It's a factory Ducati 1-2. Bagnaia from Miller, as it was in qualifying yesterday. France, well, big moment there for Alex Espargaro. That was a big moment as he came out of the museum corner, wasn't it? Turn number 7, which has caught out so many riders. That's going to drop him back towards Fabio Quartararo. There's another mistake there. Something's happening to Alex Espargaro. There's another mistake there into turn 8. So successive mistakes in 2 corners, 7 and 8 for Alex Espargaro there on the factory Aprilia.
Quartararo needs to strike quickly now. You can see him closing under braking behind that Aprilia. The last thing Quartararo needs is he now goes wide through the Shimano berth. That's going to cost Quartararo more time. He doesn't want to get stuck behind these bikes for too long and allow that front tyre temperature and pressure to go through the roof. Quartararo losing valuable time.
Lap 10 done and dusted here in Le Mans. It will still be Pekka Bagnaia that has a slender advantage of just under 4/10 clear of his teammate Jack Miller. Bastianini then a further 3.5 tenths behind the Australian. Mir just desperately trying to hang in to this podium battle. He's slipped a second now behind Bastianini. He's half a second nearly clear of Alex Espargaro, who in turn is about half a second clear of Fabio Quartararo in 6th.
Personal best lap for the other Frenchman, of course, in the field. Jean Zarco running in 8th position. We saw him a moment ago getting the better of Taka Nakagami. Jean Zarco running in 8th at the moment, ahead of Nakagami. Jorge Martin has not made any progress from the grid position that he started from. He's down in 10th, just ahead of the two factory KTMs. The